Hello, everyone. This is Robert Landau, Live Life Well TV host. We are going to take a look at really interesting ways that Christmas happens to be celebrated around the world. And if you're not watching this during the holiday season, so what? It's interesting information any time of year. So, stay tuned. So, before we begin, we would like to acknowledge the following website, thetravel.com. Number 10, more than interesting way that Christmas is celebrated around the world happens to find ourselves in Ukraine. The topic, spooky seasonal decor. In the United States, as we all know, we decorate our trees with lights and mostly brightly colored ornaments. Some people pick a color theme or a topic theme, and they make sure that all the ornaments match that theme, while others collect ornaments that have some kind of sentimental value to them, from a special trip or a family heirloom, stuff like that. In Ukraine, though, there's a piece of folklore referred to as the legend of the Christmas spider. Yeah, you heard it right, the legend of the Christmas spider. In the story, a woman and her children were living in poverty in their home when a tree miraculously started to grow in their house. On Christmas Eve, the tree became covered in spider webs, and when they woke up the next morning, the spider webs had turned to silver and gold. How about that? Now, people in Ukraine decorate their trees with spider web ornaments as a reference to that tale and the family's good luck. Number 9, Iceland and the Yule cat. Animals are a big part of the mythology and traditions of many countries. In Iceland, though, there's a special Christmas tradition that involves a very, very special cat that roams the streets one time per year. But this cat doesn't happen to be friendly or cute or endearing that we often see roaming the streets here. According to myths and legends, the Yule cat is a ferocious creature that wanders around during the winter time in Iceland and eats anyone who hasn't got new clothes to wear on Christmas Eve. Pretty cool way to get new clothes, don't you think? Which brings us to number 8. And it goes like this. Austria and the scary Santa. In many countries, of course, there happens to be Santa Claus. He takes gifts to kids all over the world on Christmas Eve and loves to eat milk and cookies along the way, it is said. But in Austria, there's a much more unusual figure that happens to be associated with Christmas. While Santa rewards children that have been good all year and deserve treats and gifts, Krampus, Krampus, happens to be the exact opposite. He is a figure in mythology of many Eastern European countries, including Austria, and he comes during Christmas to punish children that have been bad. We might need that here in the States, actually. 7, Catalonia, Spain. I'm probably not going to pronounce this right, but I'll give it my best try. Tio de Nadal. T-I-O, next word D-E, next word, and last word N-A-D-A-L. The Christmas tradition is one that is very, very specific to the people of Catalonia, Spain. Tio de Nadal is a hollow log that is found in the homes of many people in this area during the Christmas season. Some families choose to purchase a log that sits up on four legs with a face painted on it, but some families leave their log plain. Yeah, you know what? I'd like a plain log, please. Thank you. On either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, families then use a stick to hit that log while they sing songs that refer to this as a, are you ready? Poop log, until presents and candy fall out of the hollow center of the log. Mm. Some families have the children leave the room and pull out the gifts to set near the log to keep up the illusion that they came from inside the log. Number 6, we go to Japan, and there we visit, believe it or not, I've heard about this for years, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yup, Japan and Kentucky Fried Chicken. Here's the scoop. Many families have a tradition of getting together on holidays like Christmas to enjoy a meal together, of course, all over the world. Whether it's turkey, ham, or a secret family recipe, enjoying dinner together is a huge part of the holidays for many families. This also happens to be true in Japan. But Christmas is celebrated a lot differently there and has only started to be celebrated there in the past few decades. It's still popular for a lot of people, though. So, what's the special meal that people eat in Japan during Christmas there? KFC. Yes. In the 1970s, KFC in Japan started advertising a special campaign during the winter called Kentucky for Christmas. During Christmas, KFC sells a special range of family dinners meant to help people celebrate the holiday together. In fact, there are long lines around the block a couple of times of every KFC in Japan, now of which there are many, so the Japanese can get their Christmas holiday dinner. I'm sure KFC is very happy about that fact. Number 5, Germany. The Christmas pickle. Everyone has different ways of decorating their Christmas tree, right? For some people, it's a certain color scheme. As we mentioned before, it's a theme, it's heirlooms, you name it, it's probably on the tree. But what about the people of Germany? There's one special ornament that always goes on Christmas trees in Germany. And as you probably surmised, it happens to be a pickle. It's tradition in Germany to hide a pickle ornament somewhere in the Christmas tree, deep within the branches of said tree. On Christmas Eve, the children all search for the pickle in the tree. Whoever spots it first is said to get a special reward from Saint Nick himself. Today, people keep up with this tradition and adorn their tree with a pickle. Vlasic must love that. But it's an ornament, not an actual pickle. Oof. Number 4. We're getting close to number 1. The intensity and excitement is building. Can you feel it within your soul? It is so palatable, I can feel it from here. Number 4, South Africa. Fried caterpillars. There are some foods around the world that are slightly strange to people that don't happen to live there, yeah, I'd say. Some of them are surprisingly delicious once you happen to give them a try and you happen to give them a chance. But then there are others that we could not possibly imagine trying, at least most of us, and I'm one of those. In South Africa, there's one really unusual food that tends to be eaten during the Christmas season. It's fried, it's crispy, and they say it happens to be delicious. What is it? Fried caterpillars. On Christmas Day, people in South Africa snack on deep fried caterpillars. Oh, let's go to number 3. In the US, a cozy fire on TV. I think you know what I'm talking about, particularly if you happen to be from the Northeast, where I hail from. During the winter, people that happen to live in colder climes in the USA like to turn the heat up and stay cozy inside their homes. If you're lucky enough to live somewhere that happens to have a fireplace, the winter is a great time to light said fireplace and let the warmth and glow from the fire warm your home. But even if you're not lucky enough to have a fireplace, you can still enjoy the look of one on your TV. The Yule log is a TV sensation, a TV tradition, a TV Christmas icon, I say. And it started in the US back in the 1960s. It originally aired on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I remember this so well, on New York City's Channel 11 WPIX, but has since expanded, and there's even now a version of it on Netflix, of course. The show is really not a show. It's simply a stream of one fireplace burning with Christmas music playing in the background for hours. Number 2, New Zealand. A different Christmas tree there. For many countries, the pine tree, of course, happens to be the traditional Christmas tree. Whether you have a real or fake one, they sit in our living rooms, get decorated, have gifts placed under them. It's just fun to celebrate them and look at them. But in New Zealand, they have a completely different type of Christmas tree that you might not have heard about. In New Zealand, the Pohutukawa tree, Pohutukawa, I hope I don't have to say that again. That tree blooms with bright red flowers during December and January, because it's actually summer in that part of the world, but Christmas is celebrated nevertheless during that time. This tree has important roots in Maori mythology, and its bright red blooms and green leaves are a symbol of Christmas across New Zealand, which brings us to number 1. Italy, the Christmas witch. No, this is not referring to anybody you might know and not be terribly fond of. But in many cultures, of course, Santa Claus is the person that travels around the world doing his thing on Christmas Eve. Kids are told to be good to Santa because he is watching them and will know if they behave or not. On Christmas morning, kids are rewarded with gifts from this iconic guy. But in Italy, there's someone else delivering gifts. Befana, Befana, is the name of a witch in Italy who is said to travel around Italy on Epiphany Eve, which happens to be January 5th, to deliver gifts to children all over that country. If the children were good all year, their socks are filled with candy and gifts. But if they were bad, they get nothing but coal. That was number 1. I hope you enjoyed all 10, learned something new about this wonderful time of year, which really should be celebrated any time of year. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Robert Landau, Live Life Well TV host. We'll see you on another episode of our weekly program here, Top 10.